All right, so that's who I am. Not wearing a suit today. No, I've been in technology for over 40 years. I've built, bought, and sold 6 different tech companies, mostly managed service provider businesses. But when I started in '86, to date myself, MSP wasn't an MSP. I wasn't a mark at the time. It just didn't exist. We were break fix people. But anyway, so I'm also ChatGPT certified, and I'm a scaling up coach. We don't even say like expert anymore. You notice I didn't say that word because this stuff's changing on a second basis, forget daily basis.
Is scaling up just another way to say a growth?
Scaling up is a methodology, an operating system like EOS, except it has people, strategy, execution, and cash as the pillars.
Okay.
Where EOS is basically people and execution. They're missing the cash and the strategy side of it. More for a larger size company, lower mid to mid market company. I am deathly afraid of heights, but I believe in being uncommon and uncomfortable. So you'll see me put myself out there. That top little round spinny thing actually spins, that disc on top. It's one nail in the middle that really piss you off when you get there because you finally get this 35-foot pole. You're like, great, I made it, and then it starts spinning. So
where is that?
That was in upstate New York at a workshop I did, and I jumped. I made the jump, and I was fine. I survived. I lived from here, which is cool. So Just Get Up and Drive is a book that I wrote. Drive is an acronym for determination, resilience, innovation, vigilance, and endurance. All of us as entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, business owners get this head trash, get this mindset. Oh my God, am I good enough? Can I do it? Should I have said that? Whatever decision you should have made. And it's really a book about just getting back up, brushing yourself off, and reminding yourself, I am good enough. This is all just head trash, as I like to call it, and to innovate, do whatever you got to do, adapt and overcome. I'm a Marine as well, so the adapt and overcome is like something we're just taught. My 2 daughters, Scarlett on the right, Corinne, 30 and 27. I am a United States Marine, and my last 2 companies I exited were CompuNet Computers and Cloud Nation in 2017. Talk about arbitration. I went through a mediation, so I know all about it. It's a long and fun process. So, strategic potential with AI. AI is really transforming everything that we do. How many people here use AI in one way, form, or fashion? We have one. I love it. It's awesome. Maybe we're going to convert you today because AI,
Be a hard sell.
AI can be your friend. Well, maybe not.
All you have to do is do a search on your phone and
Be open-minded.
you're kind of
Yeah,
using AI.
actually, if you use like Siri or Alexa,
I know that it's there.
Yeah,
I
that
know
is
that
AI.
It's out there.
So you're using it, you just don't know.
But it's there, but
Just
it's
not
taking
intentionally.
The next step of actively participating, incorporating into certain things
Sure.
that I do because it doesn't fit with some of the things that I do.
Yeah,
You'd be amazed.
No, I wouldn't be amazed because we get lawyer CLE stuff on this all the time, so I understand where it is.
yeah, we're
Just
gonna
writing an email, like I will
No,
send
I
an email
understand,
now.
yeah.
My wife is using all the energy in New
or
Jersey.
contracts or intake
No, I know
forms
it's
or
there. I know it's
we won't
there.
pick on him. He seems like a nice guy. We won't do that. So anyway, yeah, it's not a tool. If you think about AI as a thought partner, think about how can it help me? How can it, what can it do for me? Then you're going to get a lot better benefit out of it. And it really needs to start with an intentional, strategic AI with intent, I like to call it. And I'm going to rip through some of these slides because I've got a lot to get through and I know I only have 25 minutes. So I'm going to rip through a lot of this. There's a lot of data up there. It's not just about ChatGPT or Claude or, it's really AI is an overarching term of artificial intelligence as many things, from bots to automation to neural language processing to automation like, Make or Anydan, some of those. And then there's the bottom right corner, which most of us use, which is the large language models. That's ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, Grok if you use it, Manus, and all those. So what is generative AI? Generative AI is when it's able to take a trained data set. So you basically train your model that this is what a cat looks like, or this is what a dog looks like. And it's able to produce exactly what you trained it on, but in different forms, just based off the data set you gave it. So it produces the data from information that's not there. It predicts what you're asking it to do and what you really want it to do for you. That's really the benefit of, so generative, it's generally moving on. And then conversational writing tools. Look here, it's so much easier. ChatGPT, Claude, Grammarly, some of you use. I want to show you something about chat. Who here uses chat? Okay, lots of us here use chat. This bottom corner, when it's ready, is your initials. Any day you want to stop spinning, thank you. Go into settings. And then go into data controls. And right here, this is super important. We don't want to train the large language model. I don't want to share my data with the world. Okay. The models are and now version 5's out. So it's set to be off with the new version, supposedly. I'd still check it. But you can turn on and off whether or not you're going to improve the model for everyone. Notice mine's off. That's what you do. Okay, so you want to make sure you turn that off, and also you can do the same thing with your voice mode. And I'm going to demo voice for you in a minute on how to talk to AI and use it like a thought partner and have it ask you, crazy questions you wouldn't think of. But
So can I ask is that now stopping the system from using my information
correct.
anywhere else?
But by
So-
default, it was originally put out where it would learn. So it's been learning off of us since 2022 and earlier. And that's where they got to as smart as they are by learning off of us. So if you are savvy, you'll turn it off. They say version 5. Now when you get it, comes with it set to off. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know. I don't trust them. That's my attitude. So I'm not going to trust them on that one. And I'll show you more on those. Claude is just another large language model. It's built by Anthropic. It has a bunch of other cool tools. My CMO tells me that Claude is best for writing blogs and that kind of stuff. I don't do it. I have her do it. I just read it and proof it and say, yeah, it's good or it's not good. But she likes Claude for writing. And then we have powered search and research and programming. So Perplexity. How many of you people have heard of Perplexity?
Heard of, but know nothing about it.
All right, Perplexity is the new Google killer, and I'll tell you why. Google has all those advertisements, and now Google's got AI that just pops up and starts ripping down the screen in the top. Honestly, it's a pain in the ass. I don't know
So
what
first
words
thing
to
that
use.
comes up, right?
Yeah, it's a real pain. But Perplexity will go out and do all the research on the web, and it'll search videos, and it'll search Wikipedias, and it'll search like anything and everything. But the best part is it gives you where it got the data from. So it gives you the source. And if I go into it,
But Gemini is doing that too.
I'm sorry?
Gemini is doing
Yeah,
that too.
Gemini.
It gives you some of the sources. if you want.
Yeah, well, all of the large language models now give you the source of where it got it from. Perplexity was the first one to do it.
Oh,
Isn't Google trying to buy Perplexity right now? They just
Probably.
put
I
a
think
huge
so.
price tag on them too.
That wouldn't surprise me because
yeah.
why buy your competition if they're kicking your butt and you can afford to buy them? Why not buy them? I agree with
Or is
that.
it the other way around?
I'm sorry.
Maybe Perplexity is actually driving that trade.
Okay, let's find out. Is Google trying to buy her GY? Sorry, I'm on a hotspot, so it's not the fastest. All right, so
The opposite scenario, yeah.
is that what it says?
Yeah, it's currently making headlines. Perplexity it has made a bid, as was 34 billion offer for. 34 billion? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
just
what I
a few
thought.
dollars.
I can't even like comprehend.
Chump change. But anyway, something else that this has, and I won't spend a lot of time in it. It's called artifacts, which is yes, it's the artifacts. I can't see that far. So, that's right. It's in Claude. It's not really part of my presentation. I get waylaid sometimes. Anyway, other ones are like Notebook LM, which is really good for gathering information and sorting it and analyzing it. Claude, we know about. ChatGPT. I wanted to give you this one real quick. Hello? Gee, thank you. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a little slow. I apologize for that. It's coming. I've got a lot of GPTs on the side, sorry. So you notice on the sidebar, there's, let's see, projects. If any of you have played with it at all. Did anybody have a free version or you all have paid version of chat?
I have paid, I have neither.
Okay, cool. Anyway, what I did was I put a search in here and I said, what can ChatGPT do to help me with an SOP on the governance and AI usage? So I'm asking it, how can it help me write an SOP, standard operating procedure on governance and ethics? Now, is it going to be perfect? I tell you right now, it hallucinates. The answer is no. But that's why it's 10-80-10, 10% human idea, 80% let AI do the bulk of the work, 10% a human needs to check it and make sure it's right and it's not hallucinating because humans put the data in the first place. Now, there's the first problem. There's a human involved. And whenever there is, you need to worry about that. So yeah, I mean, the structure and the framework design, it gives you drafting core content, customization for your context, embedding governance mechanisms, risk and ethics integration, templates and tools, iterative refinement. And then it typically will give me a pro tip, which is kind of cool. But it typically would ask you another question. Do you want me to start by building the SOP selection or skeleton rather? And if I say yes, it's going to start building the skeleton for me. And if it doesn't know something, it'll ask you a question like, okay, what is the type of business you're in? Are there regulatory compliance? Whatever, it goes through all that as well. So much more to show you. Gamma, one of my favorite tools. Gamma is a presentation tool. There's my mouse. There it is. So it's like PowerPoint on steroids. PowerPoint is a little restrictive in size of the boxes you can have. You can't expand or shrink. But I'm going to give you just a quickie on Gamma because if you do any kind of presentations, it's a really cool tool. And you can get the free version.
PowerPoint?
It's PowerPoint on steroids, and then you can save it as a PowerPoint if you want.
No, do you need to pay for it?
Oh, no, there's a free version as well as you can pay for it. You just get less. So here's an example of one real quick. I'll show you I did. I'm not used to waiting for computers to let's go.
Frustrating, isn't
It really is. It's like the old
it?
dial-up
It used
days.
to.
So I had to give a presentation to a networking group, and I actually, unlike for certain things, but this is Gamma. The way I got Gamma to produce this was, let me view source.
Is it free?
Yes, they have a free version.
Resources, wow.
I'm sorry.
So, and the way that I created this was I took the 4 questions that I had to answer and I put them in the ChatGPT and I said, make me slides for this presentation. I then copied those slides into Gamma and I said, now make me a presentation. So these are the actual slides right here that I had to do it on. So an introduction, my firm's brand, my strategic position in the marketplace, 4 key problems that I solve for my clients, and 5 success.
Want
What's
to
that?
try it?
Try what?
Plug that in your computer, it might speed everything up.
Oh, good morning. Yeah, if I had one of these connectors, that'd
Yeah,
be great.
Oh,
It's
no,
a
no, no.
Macintosh. No, it's a Mac. But thanks anyway.
All right.
So anyway, so I
People have no idea.
I know. I put all this in and I basically said generate. And what it comes out with is that the presentation you just saw. But just for fun, we're going to go home. And here, well, I guess let me show you 2 things. Here's the real cool thing about this. If I wanted to edit this with AI, I can. I can move the picture from one side of the screen to the other instantly just with a click. I can make the text like more verbose. I can say I want more text or less text, or I can ignore my writing. I can make it shorter, make it longer. So now it'll go out, it'll embellish the text about me in my book. It's thinking, I can see it spinning right here. You can change colors. I can change themes. So there, just embellish more about my book. And if you read it, It's actually about what's in my book because I gave it, I fed it the information. So you can also change the themes. So if I don't like that theme, I could say, maybe I wanted something a little lighter or something a little more professional or something with color, whatever. I could pick a different theme and it changes the whole theme. So I'll pick pink because I'm wearing pink today. And now everything's in pink. And that's all the slides. If I need it to be bigger, it'll automatically expand itself to go bigger. So the point is that there's some really cool tools out there that may benefit, may not benefit your business or what you do. Like as a lawyer, you probably don't need a PowerPoint presentation maker, but it's just to give you an idea.
Well, occasionally you do.
Okay,
Occasionally you do.
yeah, I guess in court you gotta give demonstrations, so you might.
Yeah.
And you can import pictures, you can regular pictures, or you can have it create a picture with a prompt.
Mhm.
Like create me my book is a great example. That picture, that guy on a boat, I did that in a prompt on ChatGPT in 2 prompts. I made my whole book cover. So it is doable. Okay, so meetings and note takers. These are some of my favorites. Right now, I'm recording us with this thing here called Claude. And what Claude is, it's a recording device that will actually give me a written transcript of everything that was said in this meeting. If anybody doesn't want me to have that, I will delete it. I don't care. Claude, Plaud. They're $150. It sits right on the back of my phone. It's got a little ring there, and it just snaps right on the back of my phone. But it makes it pretty heavy. I can pass it around if you don't want to check it out. And anyway, that allows me to get transcripts. And what I do is I'll use my transcripts to go back and look at a conversation I had with somebody, to ask it questions, to understand things,
So you don't have to sit in a meeting and take notes.
yeah, and so I don't have to take meetings, sit in a meeting, take notes. In the Marine Corps League, I go in Whippany, we use that to take all the notes. So the adjutant doesn't have to handwrite all the notes, and he always messes it up anyway.
So with a meeting of this, and you listened to all of us talk about, it's a pretty hefty transcript, even for an hour meeting. So then when you need to look, like, let's say you want to know about, Howie's business, and you search for Howie speaking, or
No,
going
you
through
can
that
just ask it,
fast.
tell me about Harry.
It actually tells you who, it recognizes
And it's
your voice.
text, so it's really small. Text does not consume a lot of space. A lot
How
of
do you
data.
move the information from the device?
I have an app, I have a Claude app here, or I can do it on my computer. And I can then do what I want with it. Copy it out, parse it out. I also, all my Fathom recordings, so here, we're gonna talk about Fathom in a second. So there's different note takers, Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, meeting applications. And then there's note takers. There's Read AI, Otter.ai, Tactic, Fathom. I happen to like Fathom personally, and I'll show you why I like Fathom. Fathom records the video and also the audio when it comes up, and it will. I do have a lot of recordings. I've also written a Zap program that grabs every transcript of my sales calls and puts them into a folder in Google. And my CMO can go through there and she can use that in Claude and ask it questions about what did you do right, what did you do wrong, what should we work on, what are people asking for, just to help us market to our audience better. So you can ask Fathom questions. This right here was a conversation I had with Katie, my CMO, my marketing person, about figuring out my point of view. So I'm going to ask Fathom a question. What was this about? It's going to go read through the transcript, which is to the left of what's highlighted, and it'll come back and tell me, if I could tab out of that screen, sorry. Of course, I can't read it that far. But here's the cool part. It also gives you the link in the video of where it was said, what it just told me.
That's huge.
Wait for it. It's coming up.
Your positioning statement, you help professional services CEOs grow revenue and profit margin without adding additional overhead costs. We help companies grow using AI-powered efficiency so they can scale operations while increasing quality service and customer experience.
Or,
We got to get some customers first, but
yes,
and then getting referrals, like that's just getting referrals.
It makes sense.
Yeah, so it's like, you convert them,
Or this one.
It makes sense.
yeah, so it's like, you convert them on the AI stuff, and then maybe it's like, you know, when we get in.
Or we could do one better. We could say in the transcript, let me get a summary of the meeting, and it'll go through and give you key takeaways, your topics, your meeting strategy, what's next, who's responsible to do what, your next steps. I mean, this is valuable. Our data, we just freely give away all day long. But if you start to leverage your data, that's what the whole large language models are built on, is large data sets. So it's just now leveraging it. And a tool like Fathom, which cost me chump change, I've had it since it first came out, is an amazing tool to do that. And I can copy the transcripts, I can share them. So I can copy the summary and put it into Word, and I can, search for certain things, or I can just do it right here in Fathom, ask it questions right here. So that's Fathom. I think it's a really valuable tool. How about for a sales call or a meeting? You had a meeting with somebody. Here's a great example. I'm meeting with a guy who is a COO for a $100 million a year company. It's a big client for me. I mean, this is going to be like huge. I did a ton of research, a ton of work using Perplexity, finding out about them, who they are, what's their background, how have they done in sales over the last 8 to 20 years. I've dug in deep. But the first thing I did was I went back to our initial meeting and I found out what's important to him, what his problems are, what are his biggest hurdles, what things matter to him. So when I meet with him at 1 o'clock today, I'm already prepared with the questions. I got my 7 questions laid out. That I'm trying to sell him on allowing me to come in as his chief AI officer and help them implement AI. And here's a $100 million a year company that's not really implemented or adopted AI. I'm like, oh my God, your competitors have, and I approve. By the way, I did the research. Here's what your competitors are doing. It'll blow the guy away. But it took me 15 minutes, half hour to do all my research. So it's valuable if you leverage it properly, is what I'm getting at. So image creation tools. There's a lot of great ones out there. I highlighted this. I'll show you real quick. You ever hear of low code, no code?
No.
Okay. It's basically, in the old days, people wrote code. If then what else, do this, do that, grab this, whatever. Now there's low code where you only have to add a little bit, or no code. I just talk to it in a prompt and it writes it with the code for you. So companies like Canva and other companies have come out with these amazing things. And I'll show you just a piece of this brief announcement. It just happened about a month ago. What's this say? I don't need to sign in. That's bullshit. Play the video and shut up. Never had to sign in before. Why today?
Just enter a prompt and describe what you want to build in a few sentences. And it can be almost anything you can imagine. A game, interactive calculator, and then watch Canva code it for you. It's true. You don't need to know HTML or CSS.
So she did that in the
It
prompt.
does all the hard work. And then once it's built, you can.
All right, enough of you. You're noisy. Go away.
Can't imagine a code somebody had to enter to make that happen.
Nobody enters it. Oh, you mean way back when?
No, so somebody had to
No, AI
program
does that.
Canva in order to answer.
Oh
the
yeah.
AI, right?
That's hundreds of people. Yes, but once it's done, it's done. There's other like audio, video creation tools. I'm going to show you a few demos in a second, so I'm not going to jump into it here. But HeyGen is one of them. Descript is great for editing videos or editing information you want to add captions to. An Opus Clip takes like a long video and chops it up into little like bits and bytes, so you can like put them out on LinkedIn. Little tiny like pieces, 5-10 seconds, whatever. So this is a video I did on core values. If you look at the people rowing in the boat, when I do my scaling up coaching, this is my backdrop, and I typically talk about how you want everybody in the company rowing in the same direction, heading for the same end goal, the same big, hairy, audacious goal. And if you look at the people rowing behind me, they're rowing in sync, they're all together. But if you don't have all the right people in the right seats doing the right things, You're never going to be that boat that's going to win because some people are rowing against you and some people are rowing for themselves and whatever. So I took this video off of YouTube and I loaded it into HeyGen, which is a video application software, and it created an avatar of me. It kind of basically replicated me in my video, is what it did. So, watch my lips.
Hey there, I thought I would showcase a very cool tool called HeyGen. It can produce avatars, videos, voiceovers, and so much more. This is my voice done on 11 labs and added into this video. But there are many voices to use, and this can be done in many languages. Think about a company operating in many countries and how you can create training videos like this one to teach people many subjects by just replacing the text content or language.
Now,
Hey there. I
stop.
thought I would show.
Shh. The CEO of United Airlines sends out a voicemail to all of his employees every week. I think it's a great idea. I'm all about communication, and the bigger you are, the harder it is to communicate with the people down the line, right? What if you sent a video? What if you had somebody that flies and they speak Spanish because they fly out of Spain? Oops, that's Annie. Hi, Annie.
Hola, pensé que podría mostrar una herramienta muy interesante llamada HeyGen. Puede producir avatares, videos, voces en off y mucho más. Esta es mi voz hecha.
I know habla español. That's about all I got for you. I mean, I don't know anything else. Como se llama, I think. I don't even know what that means. But same thing. I basically took the text. I'll tell you how I did it. So this is how easy it really is. You go to Google Translate, you paste in the text of your English words. You say, I want to translate it to Spanish. It gives you the Spanish words. I copy that. I paste it into my program. I say, okay, regenerate this video with this voice. And it renders it within like 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. And now I have a whole new video for a whole new group of people. But if you think about this for your size businesses, you can now fight against the big boys and big girls out there. Because the reality is you have people who speak in other languages who would rather hear it in their language. And they feel like, oh my God, this person cares about me and my people. And all of a sudden, poof, now you got a whole new sector of clients. So like, think about immigration law. I mean, it'd be a great way to use it, right?
Is this a free tool or?
This one has a free, but it's really limited. You got to pay for it. But it's like 20 or 30 bucks a month.
Yeah, it's like.
It's not big money. My whole tech stack for all the technology that I use, and I pay for a decent amount, is somewhere around 250 bucks a month. But I make that back easy.
Right, but like, I've seen it because I am in the bilingual space, okay? And like the traditional way was like, they need to get a guy that is a translator, they will translate everything, and then they have a videographer that was gonna get a guy that speaks good Spanish, the type of Spanish that you want,
Right.
because they're not all the accents that exactly the same, so it was time consuming, so this seems to be.
Well, now you can just record it on Claude, and Claude will transcribe it over in Spanish.
Now I'm understanding how
But in terms
deep
of
fakes are
doing the
made.
material.
Yes. All right, okay,
Just want to be conscious of time. It's after 9 o'clock. So
I will. I'm getting there. Just a few more, and I'm done. Okay.
Just don't take it the wrong way. Some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9 o'clock, so they're not
Okay.
walking out on you.
This is
Hi, I
Annie.
am Annie, and yes, you are correct. I am AI generated. My creator, Steve Ferman, wanted me to share this message while he is off educating the CEOs how to implement AI with intent.
So here's a
Before
good
you scale
marketing
AI,
video. You
Set
can
the
use.
rules of the road. A blog written by Steve Ferman.
You get the idea, but here's a different way that you can deliver a message using avatars, other people, different backgrounds. I even did one with Santa. I told ChatGPT to write me a poem about scaling up in AI.
Oh, the holidays are here. Let's spread some cheer. Scaling up success into the new year. With AI dreams and a festive glow, we're building.
You get the idea. Make and Zapier are AI-driven platforms. I'm not going to get into that because it's kind of deep. I do want to show you this because it's really important. Use your phone, load ChatGPT on your phone, even if you have the not paid version, and you can talk to it, and you'd be surprised what you can get out of it. Hey, Chloe, how are you?
Hey there, I'm doing really well. Thanks for asking. And absolutely, I'll keep it straightforward and forward thinking as we go. If there's anything else you need, just let me know.
Yeah, I need you to pick up the conversation on my POV.
Of course. So picking up from where we left off on your POV conversation, I'll just keep it nice and direct. I'll give you that forward-looking angle and keep the tone encouraging. Let's dive right back in whenever you're ready.
Where did we leave off?
Sure thing. So to give you a quick refresh, we were basically exploring your point of view on how you want to frame things a bit more directly without sugarcoating, and also looking ahead in an encouraging way. We were right around the part where we wanted to tie that approach into your next steps.
Okay,
So
hold on.
let's just
I remember now. Thank you. Could you ask me the next hard question?
Absolutely, Steve. Let's jump right into it with that forward-thinking angle. So here's a thoughtful one for you. If you had to envision the next big shift in how you're using AI to lead your business, what's one area you're not currently focusing on that you think could really change the game a year or two down the line? Feel free to think big.
Taking the time to document and automate more using the tools that I have.
I think that's a really smart direction, and it's definitely forward-looking. So let's just say it as it is. The more you invest in documenting and automating with the AI tools you've got, the more you're going to free yourself and your
Okay,
team up
stop.
for those big.
The moral to the story is, and all of this now will show up online when I go to ChatGPT.
What if she doesn't like your idea? What she tell you?
She'll tell me flat out, I think that's not such a great idea. What about this? Have you thought about that? And this whole chat started with an hour and a half drive down to Maryland for a golf tournament. And I just started, because, Katie's asking, she's beating me up, my CMO. You got to figure out your point of view. You got to figure out your messaging. And it's like, I just want to go help people with AI. I don't want to do all this crap, but it's necessary. And as a single entrepreneur, I have a virtual assistant and I have Katie. I don't have a whole ton of employees. Like I had 35 when I sold my last two companies. I don't have resources right now. So it's good to have it ask you tough things you don't think about. And it knows everything about the internet. It knows so much more than we do. Why not let it challenge you and ask you questions?
And this is a conversation that you're having.
With
You're
the
not
AI.
that's ChatGPT you were saying, right?
Yeah, there's a voice button. So
And yeah,
right here, you can just press that and then you just talk to it.
and you don't have to keep pressing the button. It's just an ongoing
It's an
conversation.
ongoing, like I'm talking to you. So you're a conversational AI, right?
Yep, you've got it. I'm definitely here to keep the conversation going with you. Think of me as your conversational AI sidekick. So if you want to bounce around ideas on how to streamline things or just dive into any other topic, I'm right here.
You just talk to it like I'm having a conversation with you right now.
And did you have to set it up so that it talks to you? Because
No,
I use the voice thing.
The only setup is that you train if you're smart, if you do it right. I wrote a ChatGPT that actually knows everything about me. I'm a scaling up certified coach. I'm a chief AI officer. Now I have 7 businesses, but I built and sold 6 IT companies over the years. So all these things about me, and I uploaded documents to support all my information about scaling up, about AI, whatever. And now it has my persona. As I start using ChatGPT, it learns more and more about my writing style, about how I think, about questions I ask. And it's kind of creepy, but it really learns in and around everything about you. And the benefit is that when you ask it to do something, it thinks like you. But
That doesn't frighten.
But
That doesn't frighten the hell out of you.
well, wait a minute. But with all the information of the world's info, so it makes you a lot better and a lot smarter. There's even clones where this is a really big thing right now, where people are starting to clone themselves. When I had my company, I had at the time 35 employees. And they would come to me all the time. Hey, boss man, blah 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 blah. And I'd be like, dude, come back with the problem and 3 possible resolutions. I'll be more than happy to speak to you. But they were still bothering me all day long. If I had a clone of me that could answer their questions, you can go online and ask that clone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, what you're trying to figure out, and Steve Ferman's brain will tell you.
As long as you trust that clone is Most
How long
you.
before
It's
Terminator
mostly
happens?
you.
And if it doesn't know the answer, like my bot, if you go to my website, fourpillarcoach.com, I have a bot in the bottom right corner. If she doesn't, she's programmed not to use the large language models, not to go out to the world. So if you ask her the question like, what's the shoe size of a basketball player, she's not gonna be able to tell you. But she'll say, that's something I really don't know. Let me set you up with a call, or would you like to have a meeting with Steve Ferman? He can discuss it with you. And I programmed it to push you towards a confidential phone conversation.
Which I will tell you is hugely important because we do research with this.
Yeah.
And it makes assumptions if you don't do that.
Yeah.
And you won't know that unless you happen to recognize it.
10-80-10.
And that's a quick
Unfortunately,
question.
I have to go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So quick, guys, quick
Bye.
question. Are we not doing the 28, or is there anybody around, not around? Should we?
It's Labor Day. Come on, what are you doing?
I'm not.
Take the time off.
Bag
Okay.
a month, so the second
Second-
Thursday in September.
So.
And you'll send your contact information?
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh,
You can have a brochure if you like.
Great.
Tell you
Yeah.
what I'll do.
appreciate it. And
Thank
how
you.
about the slides you shared, is that? proprietary?
I don't normally share my slides.
Okay,
It is proprietary.
okay,
Give you all my
Good.
deep dark secrets.
all right.
Can I ask you,
Everyone.
quick question. So you're showing us a lot of tools, right? A lot of tools that can be helpful, tactical items. How do you think about using AI strategically in your business?
You're one slide ahead of me, or two
Okay.
slides. So consider governance and ethics and integration of AI, transparency, ensure that your your decision-making process is clear, that your stakeholders are, really involved and interested in making it happen. Fairness, security, you gotta establish security. Mark can help you out with firewalls or locking it down so you can't have what I call AI sprawl, where people just install AI anywhere they want and they're using it. You can actually block communication to the AI servers for those. So Mark can help you that way. And that builds an ethical framework. So really you need to discuss what the guidelines and the guardrails are for your company. What's acceptable usage policies are. And actually you can ask AI to help you write it. It'll help you write it. There's more. Privacy and security. So data security considerations. Yeah, I think this is where I already showed you how to tighten it down. But policies and procedures, avoid sharing confidential information, maintain human oversight. I told you 10-80-10, right? There should always be a human in the loop. Even if you have an automated process, you can tell the automation software to send it to you for approval. And yes or no, you can approve it or not approve it. It goes out, it goes back for it to get better. And system security, use private data repositories. Don't use public repositories like, not turning off sharing in your large language model, for instance. Strategic AI implementation, you should do a readiness assessment. So you should understand where you are in your AI journey. If you have employees, are they using it? What are they using it for? What applications would it benefit you? Educate, I do trainings. You really should get some sort of literacy program for your employees if you have them. Pilot projects and iterate. So do something small and internal, and then upskill your workforce. And that's basically it. The human AI partnership. It's really a symbiotic relationship. And then as a thought partner, offer new perspectives and possibilities. And the last one, I have time for just one more quickie because this one's really cool. This is 3 things to writing a prompt that will help you. Your role, you take care. Give it a role. You are an expert copywriter. You're an expert in medicine or in legal field for personal injury, whatever. Give it context and then give it an output. And I did a sample on a lead magnet for a diet-centric program. This affects me, that's for sure. Any day. So I'll show you the prompt once it pops up here, and then I'll show you also it'll incorporate graphics in your prompts as well. Oh, it's almost there.
Back to run, unfortunately. Steve, really good to see
All
you.
right, Anthony,
Good
take
luck
care.
with that meeting today.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you for today. This was very informative.
My pleasure. So here is the actual prompt. I said, using the collective knowledge so two different ways to prompt. You can say you are whatever, or you could say, tell me who are the top three, the top three people for understanding food, diets, or weight loss, or whatever, and have it come back and give you those people. So I did that first. First, I said, I said, who are the top three weight loss experts? It came back and told me these three people. Okay, and I said, great. Now, instead of me trying to say you are whatever, I said, using the collective knowledge of these people who are experts, I've come to you to create an opt-in page for a new diet-centric lead magnet. Make sure what you create gets the reader's attention. Here are the details of the situation. I have an audience of 50 plus US males and females who want to lose weight. Most have tried other products, blah, 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 go on. It creates this graphic for me. Drop 15 pounds without restrictive diet hours or in the gym. And you can, it's now a landing page. I can add a link to that. Then drop 15 pounds. Here's how, change your lifestyle. Here's what you'll discover, why this works, your next steps. And then the hero image was up top. It didn't put it at the bottom. But all that is possible with just a simple prompt, role, context, and output.
Right. And knowing how to guide the conversation at the end of the day.
Yeah, just like, just think about how can it help me? How can it do things for me? That's really it. These are just more links to more things I don't have time to show.
So you could ask ChatGPT or any of these AI tools to give you an answer to something, but how do you know that the answer, some of these things are subjective, right?
Use Perplexity. They all give you the site of where they got it now. So in the bottom right corner at the end of what you did, if you click it, it'll take you to the resource it got the data from. And you'll know if it's if it's Wall Street Journal, it's probably reputable. If it's, Joe Schmo's writing service, I don't know if I trust the data.
And I guess like anything else, you can iterate on certain things, right? And
oh yeah,
if a human being came to you and gave you a marketing plan, you'll go through it, you'll read it, you'll revise it, you'll challenge it, then you can do the same thing.
No, I'll load it in here and I'll ask it to read it, analyze it, tell me what pitfalls it sees. Is it one-sided?
But the pitfalls that it sees are interacting with it may not be any different from interacting with a human, because it will give you what it thinks are the pitfalls, just like Slovenia might give you what she thinks are the pitfalls.
Right, but the difference is it has a lot more information in its data set than she does in her head.
And
immediately, instantly.
Yeah.
So you're using the collective power of the world's brain
Right.
to analyze, and I analyze agreements, I write contracts.
Yeah.
I write standard operating procedures. I do all these things for my clients. Shoemaker's kid. I don't do this stuff for myself.
No, but my husband does the same thing. I mean, he uses a lot to develop material for the clients sometimes. So they ask him exactly like, I need to have a non-disclosure agreement for this type of industry, this type of employee or potential employee or whatever. And he puts everything in, he loves it.
And then you run that by your lawyer, it costs you a fraction of the cost for them to validate it.
The client is mesmerized because they say, why am I paying the lawyer? I mean, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Can I give it like standard, can I somehow upload a real estate contract and the other documents that I need to get a by what has to go in the different fields, and have it spit back out that. I
can write you a GPT that's designed, if there's no one already out there, to intake your real estate form from New Jersey, if that's the state you practice in, and to fill out all the fields for you by asking me the questions of the fields you just entered in.
But I want the form to be a template that I can go back to ChatGPT and say, fill out the contract. Because
you have one.
I have a part.
I'm teasing. Yeah, that's something we could do. We would write that for you. So it would do it automated for you. And you can go one better, because it does OCR, optical character recognition. You can have it say, here's the application, as long as it's legible enough for it to read it. Take the fields from here and put them in the agreement. All you got to do is just validate the data is correct. it'll save you hours and hours and hours of work.
And accuracy.
Yeah.
Not only the time, but the accuracy.
Yeah, I say you can save an average of 2 to 4 hours per employee if you start leveraging AI properly in your business.
Mhm.
And that's probably an understatement. Because the amount of stuff I knock out in like no time.
No, and and the money also comes exactly like if it's your police doing, sometimes it's like, it saves them to call the lawyer.
Yeah.
Because it's something that is very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you know what, and then, so you're all of a sudden